Hello everyone, Jamarcus here, and I'm here for week 5 of the Mafia division of the SPDA, Season 1. We're faced off against Shiv, who has quite the team. Double ground type, kind of sucks for my triple electric. Alchemy is a big threat, although I think Orthworm and some Encore guys helps out. And Toxic. Um, some big threats on the other team. No grass type into Whiscash, tough to kill. Dragon Dance could be good. Hazards, a lot of options. As from my side, their only water resist is Appleton, who does not want to be taking flying moves. So I think Swanna looks fantastic. Let's take a look at the team that I brought. So, starting off, Hitmonchan's debut. Life Orb Adamant Max Attack will be doing a lot of damage. Um, it's kind of my win con this game, I guess. Swords Dance, 3 attacks. I have Rapid Spin just because I think hazards are going up. They have 2 very good spikers, a couple good rockers as well. 3 spikers, actually, wow. Um, I wanted Poison Jab for Alchemy, but I couldn't really fit it. I wanted Rapid Spin over it, and I need Ice Punch to have something for Appleton and Golurk. Orthworm, set up some spikes. Their team hates spikes. Everything except for Delibird and uh, whatever this thing is. Don't like spikes at all. Trimecho, that's what it's called. And then I just have Sub Coil Heavy Slam. Heavy Slam's pretty strong into everything. Not really into Whiscash, but otherwise, I think this thing's pretty good. Max SPDA, just a little bit of speed um, to be outspeeding, and maybe an Alchemy trying to outspeed me. Next up is Skuntank. This is my answer to set up Alchemy and set up Chimecho. Poison Jab, Temper Flare, Toxic Haze. Temper Flare is there for Terra Steel on Chimecho. Next up, Raichu Alola. Just do some damage. 4 attacks. Alluring Voice is there for Appleton, and then Grass Knot for Whiscash, and Thunderbolt. Psyshock hits pretty much everything else. And then Swanna, Mystic Water, Modest, hoping I can trick my opponent into thinking I'm choice specs that is, so they switch into Appleton, and then I can 2 KO with Air Slash. I'm Air Slash because it already 2 KOs Appleton, so there's no point in clicking Hurricane because it doesn't. Uh, I would just be clicking a more inaccurate move. Then Flip Turn as well. Last up, Iron Thorns, a weird support set. I couldn't really find a set I liked. So this is what you get. Stealth Rock's Taunt with Earthquake and Ice Punch. Shucka Berry so I can live an Earthquake from this thing or one of their ground types. Although Golurk might actually still kill me, I don't know. What do I expect to see? Overquill for sure. Alchemy probably. Whiscash probably. These 2 most likely. Appleton probably. Top 6 honestly. Maybe a Terra Captain. Maybe probably a Golurk actually over one of these 2, or maybe Alchemy. Let's see. Pretty much what I expected. Top 6, Golurk instead of Alchemy, which is fair enough. Orthworm's very strong into Alchemy. Um, Skuntank's pretty good too. So, off of lead, I'm thinking Orthworm. I want my spikes up. They don't have removal, and everything takes spikes. It's only really bad into Magmortar, who I can switch into. I have 2 fire resists. So I felt pretty comfortable leading Orthworm. So I do. And we see the Magmortar lead, unfortunately. I'm going to switch out. T-Tar is kind of my answer to this, so that's what I go into. They Thunderbolt predicting Swanna. Sure. I want my rocks up. I think rocks are really helpful here. I could Earthquake and just kill this thing, but I think they're going to switch. Um, I'm assuming they're calking. Actually, I guess if they don't know that I'm max HP with some SPDF, so that they probably think an Earthquake or Scorching Sands might kill. It doesn't, especially since I'm Shuka. So I just get up my rocks here as they Scorching Sands. It doesn't do any kind of damage. The next one will kill them and they get the burn, unfortunately. Although I would be forced out anyways because they kill me. On this turn, I was really thinking, do I just sack sack Iron Thorns? I remember the nicknames this time. and that puts me in a bit of an awkward spot. Because if they are focus sash, Swanna comes in, takes it down to the sash, and dies. That sucks. If they predict and don't kill me here, and I can Earthquake and do 50% to them with Earthquake, I can go into Swanna afterwards. That's great. I know they're not Choice Scarf because they switched up moves, so maybe I should just sack Iron Thorns. But instead, I decided to go for Swanna. I didn't think they would Thunderbolt here. I think just Scorching Sands to kill me again makes a lot of sense. And then I can flip turn back out, sack Iron Thorns, and then I'll guarantee that their sash is broken. So that's the play I make. I go into Swanna on Earth Power or whatever, but no, Scorching Sands I mean. But they Thunderbolt, they predict me. Very unfortunate. Swanna was fantastic this game. And it goes down. Pretty awkward spot for me. Raichu is the only thing that can 2 KO this thing. Actually, Hitmonchan can as well, but I don't want to get that getting burned. So I go Raichu just to Psyshock twice. Life Orb, I will not die to Scorching Sands. Do they burn me? They don't. Fantastic. That means I still have 3 more attacks because of Life Orb. Overcool comes out, which was surprising. Thunderbolt, if they're offensive, will do like 90% to this thing, which will kill it. If they're max HP, like a defensive set, then it won't kill. But either way, I'm probably not killing this Overquill here. I want to keep this thing around. So I do. I go into Orthworm as a Fell Stinger. Interesting. Which, to be honest, this thing's faster than my whole team if they kill Raichu here. So that could have been pretty strong. I go Orthworm, get my leftovers, and I feel like I can just start setting up in front of this thing. They Destiny Bond, thinking I could kill them in one shot. I wish. Orthworm is not that strong. So I set up a sub. They crunch, which breaks my sub, but after a coil, it will not. So now I can set up a sub for free. It seems like they're just going to let me keep setting up, so I will. I set up a spike as well, just to get some extra chip on their team. I coil again. They're letting me set up, so I will. I want to end this interaction with a substitute, so I keep clicking that. Leftovers is keeping me somewhat healthy. And I start heavy slamming. I want to get this thing in range of being killed by a heavy slam, so that I don't have to do any predictions with killing them and them destiny bonding. So I wanted to make sure they stay low enough to where I know I will kill them in a hit, and I know when they're destiny bonding because they're faster than me. They destiny bond again. I click coil because I know they can click destiny bond here, and I actually opt to kill them this turn because I know they can't destiny bond. I know I'll end the interaction with a substitute up, so I decide this is the best case scenario for me. If I just kept clicking coil, I would end up having to predict when they click destiny bond, which I did not want to do. Although in hindsight, I can just spike stack on them. They're not doing any damage to me, and I'm going to stay healthy. So they already used 5 destiny bonds. So maybe I could have gotten to +6, but I opted to just kill them. In comes Appleton, which was surprising because I just kill it. Now comes Electabuzz. This thing's getting 2 KO'd. They discharge. That will break my sub even though I'm max SPDA. I do a lot of damage and I get staticked. A little unfortunate. But with discharge, it's probably going to happen. They end up being rest. I'm assuming they're rest talk. And I just keep damaging this thing. Discharge, doing a good chunk of damage. I thought maybe I can set up a sub on this thing, but I just opt to kill it. Orthworm's doing way more than I expected it to do. That is the 3rd kill for Orthworm. Out comes Golurk. This thing can't really touch me. I'll be doing a lot of damage. They're actually Drain Punch though. And based on that damage, they're either Adamant Iron Fist or Choice Band with no guard. I was assuming they were Iron Fist here, and If they're Choice Scarf, I'm actually in a really bad spot because that'll kill Iron Thorns, kill Raichu. It'll do a lot of damage to Hitmonchan, although I can kill back with an Ice Punch as long as this thing gets low enough. And I can also Toxic with Skuntank. So I just keep clicking Heavy Slam, trying to keep this thing low, keep it in range of Ice Punch from Hitmonchan. I'm getting pretty lucky with my paralysis luck. Not getting full paired at all, really. And Golurk has stayed nice and low. I will be living a Scarf Drain Punch from this thing. Worst case scenario, actually. I hit 227 speed. If this thing is Jolly, then it's going to heal back a lot of health and do a lot of damage to me. But then I'll still kill with Ice Punch, so I'd be okay. But in hindsight, I probably should have had a little bit more speed on Hitmonchan just to outspeed Golurk. I Ice Punch, they don't end up being Scarf anyways. I think they were Assault Vest with max HP, and I should have been calculating how much Heavy Slam was doing to them. It is base 40 power, um, but I should have been calculating to see that their max HP, they don't probably have speed, because I know their max attack, and I can see that they're max HP. So I definitely could have played that a little bit better. Could have just killed it with Raichu instead. Also, I think Raichu would have just been faster. Let me check. 229 times 1.5. My Raichu set would not have been faster. Again, I should have been. Scarf hits 343. I had 341 speed, or 340. Um, Definitely some speed tiers I should have checked over. But Wishcash comes out. This is going to take a lot of damage from Drain Punch. As they click Dragon Dance. That's not good, because they can kill me here. If they're Jolly, it's a roll. If they're Adamant, it always will. But if they're Adamant, Raichu will be faster. But based on my Hitmonchan being faster here, hitting 227 speed, I know that my Raichu will be faster, which means I know they're Adamant. Or at least not a plus speed nature already. So despite this looking close, I know what Raichu will be faster. Although Skuntank and Iron Thorns would have died, so puts me in a bit of a tough spot. But Raichu takes the kill, we win 3-0, we keep our undefeated streak going. With that, we have guaranteed playoffs, and I don't really care about keeping I don't care about keeping an undefeated season. So I think the next couple of weeks we'll try to win that heat of the week or whatever Kioma calls it. So see ya next week with, I'm not going to spoil anything, but some fun sets. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.